Welcome back to Red Devils Talk. Me, your host Sashin, and this is your Brighton preview. Premier League football is back. Manchester United is back. We are at Old Trafford, and it's going to be a huge game ahead of our more bigger game, Bayern Munich, later on in the Champions League. But we take it one game at a time. You know what to do. Subscribe to the channel, drop a like, share, and of course, hit the notification bell. And thank you for your support and those who have joined me today. So, let's get into it. But before we really get into this preview, let's speak about Jadon Sancho. And the club has come out and have made an official statement. And we're starting to become memes with regards to making so many statements. We've had more statements than wins this season. They are calling us Statement FC. But this is the way the club is being run, and it is a joke. But the Sancho situation, an update, the club have made a statement saying that Sancho will not be part of the first team, will train on his own, and will have to, after this came out, apologize before he has access and starts training with the first team again. Not just to the club, but to Ten Hag. It has been reported as well that Ten Hag is not backing down with regards to his stance, and the club as well are quite taken aback by Sancho's attitude and his not wanting to apologize. So, the way it seems to me, I think Sancho is probably done at Manchester United. I don't think there's a way back for him. It's going to be really, really difficult and super hard for him to actually get back into the team. I mean, if all he has to do is apologize to start training with the team again, why not do it? So, the attitude itself surely does shock you as a Man United fan, and I'm sure it has shocked his teammates even more because they probably expected him to apologize, but he hasn't done so according to reports, and he's unwilling to do so according to reports. So all in all, Sancho is and will not be part of the first team, so we won't see him against Brighton. I doubt we'll see him against Bayern Munich, even if he does miraculously make a U-turn on his attitude and where he wants to find himself. But the way it seems, I think Sancho is done at Manchester United. That's quite sad because of where he found himself when he was at Dortmund, literally just behind Messi and Ronaldo at the time in terms of goals and assists, being nominated for the Ballon d'Or. He had a lot of potential. But I don't want to talk about him as if he's gone. He is still at the club. He's still training there. He's still, driving into Carrington. He is being pictured in, the area on his way to training. So there might be a U-turn, there might not, but it's going to take a bit of a huge, shall I say, attitude change from him in order for him to find himself in the team. I said he's living every kid's dream, and for him not to apologize just because the coach said publicly that he's not training to the standard that he should is kind of, a weak mentality. And we don't know how long he's going to be training on his own. And as I said, if it is just an apology that is needed and he doesn't want to, then I guess his time is probably up at the club. I did not want to see that. I expected and wanted him to, apologize, get back in the team, and work his way into the first team. The situation with Anthony allows him to have an easy access on the right-hand side where he was most dominant, for Dortmund. But maybe the attitude is not there. Maybe the drive is not there. Maybe there's an expectation from Sancho's side that he should start regardless. But you can't have that. Not in an elite team. You look at other teams, and we have to reference Manchester City. Pep, the way he works, he literally is ruthless. And Ten Hag is just as ruthless. But he cannot be that ruthless, if he has one or two bad eggs trying to, shall I say, make the rest of the egg basket rotten. I wouldn't call this a technical difficulty, but I am going to blame my service provider. I'm busy recording in the motion of speaking, and I get a normal text message from my service provider. Yeah, we are just going to leave it at that. But back to the Brighton preview. As I said, with regards to Sancho, I did expect him to apologize, work hard, get back into the team. But it doesn't seem like he wants to do that. And if that is the case, then he should train on his own. And if he ultimately doesn't want to get back into the team, then he should leave. And I think that is probably what the club are going to be looking at doing in the January window, when it does arrive. Sad to hear, but it is the reality, and it is elite level football. It is the way it's supposed to be run. If you're not happy, if you don't want to be there, if you're sulking, if you're busy fighting with the manager, there's the door. Leave. It's happened with Sir Alex, it's happened with various other managers, and of course it has happened with Ten Hag, the likes of Ronaldo, exactly the biggest, shall I say, superstar to be removed from a team because of a bad attitude. And Ronaldo had his reasons. We heard it on Piers Morgan, etc. But it was the wrong way to go about it. And Ten Hag, being the manager, was backed and backed correctly. So the same was applied in this situation. And the club is backing Ten Hag. And they basically want Sancho to apologize, as I said before, in order for him to be back into the team. But I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon. But he is no longer part of the first team until further notice. And that does leave us a bit weaker. But it's not to say that Sancho was performing, that makes us now look at a situation where, oh no, Sancho's not going to be in the team. We're going to struggle. This is where the likes of Pelistri comes in. And I do believe that he deserves to start. In my predicted 11, which I think I should just give you now, Onana in goal, Delo at left back, done well against Bukayo Saka, played well there in the international break for Portugal, so definitely should start there again. Centre back duo, Martinez, Lindelof, both deemed to be fit for this game, and Wan-Bissaka, of course, at right back. Now, it has been reported by the Telegraph that Amrabat has trained all week with the team, despite him leaving international duty early because of a cautionary injury. So, if he's fit, I do believe that he will start alongside Casemiro to allow us to have more stability in midfield defensively. But the underrated factor that Amrabat has is that he is a progressive passer. He's able to get the ball off the back four and progress the ball forward. Play through the lines, switch play, hold on to the ball, dribble. He's able to do these things comfortably. He's not just a all in all out destroyer, energy monster in midfield like Casemiro. He can also play the ball. And I think him alongside Casemiro will give us that defensive stability, but also allow us to play out from the back more efficiently, because he will want to get on the ball. He will want to control the tempo, because that is what he does for Fiorentina and for Morocco. We know that he's got immense technical quality in terms of his defensive structure, but going forward, he's just as much a great asset. So him alongside Casemiro, in my opinion, will be the two starting. And of course, our captain Bruno in the number 10 position. No word needed to be said on him. On the left-hand side, it has to be Marcus Rashford. He played quite good on the left-hand side in our previous game. Even though we didn't win, he did have a decent game and should continue on the left-hand side. And on the right-hand side, as I said, Pelistri. Up front, I do want Hojlund to start. There's no other two ways about it. Hojlund has to start up front. He had a very good impact when he came on against Arsenal. Had a decent international break. Didn't play that much, but that's good for us, because now he can have his Old Trafford debut, start, score goals, and be that focal point that we needed, that he can be, that he will be for us. The likes of Rashford bouncing 1-2s off him, Bruno finding him in the box, playing the balls in. Whatever crosses come into the box, Hojlund will fight for them. Whatever balls go in behind, Hojlund will chase them down. If not, make a run into the space. And of course, we know his hold-up ability is there and will allow us to play the ball through the lines, play it up to him for him to hold it up and have likes of a Rashford. And in my opinion, Pelistri should start this game because of his pace, because of his ability to beat his man on the byline and get the ball into the box efficiently, which is what the likes of Hojlund will be looking to get on the end of, tap in or hold on to the ball and lay it off for someone else, or the likes of Bruno coming into the box, Amrabat, Casemiro, Rashford, finding himself at the far post. So in my opinion, Pelistri has to be the one to start this game on the right hand side. I think he deserves to start. Of course, Ahmad is still injured. We know about Sancho and Anthony that's not available. And Pelistri has shown, whenever he plays, that he has a good impact. That he is able to beat his man on the outside, as I said. and that is able to be a good player for us. And on the counter attack, we've seen Pelistri be absolutely blitzed. The way he has the ball glued to his feet, close control, similar to Lionel Messi in his low center of gravity, and how he weaves his way around defenders and through these spaces, is what I think will help us unlock a very good Brighton team. And the team that we have, that I feel would be the predicted 11, will have to be a very, very strong team cohesively, with the way we play out from the back and with the way we counter them by trying to get in behind. Because Brighton will play a high line, they will try to press us, and if they don't, we can play through them with the likes of Martinez, Onana, Amrabat, leading into Bruno, etc. We can play through the lines with Amrabat now in the team, because he allows us, as I said, to progress the ball forward more efficiently. Brighton will do their absolute best to play their game, play the way they've always played, and try and go through us with good play. But we have to be wary and respect them. They are a good team. They have done well last season and have started this season quite well as well. Even though they lost the likes of Caicedo and, McAllister, they replaced those players and look at even stronger outfit. I'm kind of hoping that Evan Ferguson has a day off. He had a hat-trick in his last, game for Brighton. And he is an excellent player. I hope that we will try and go for him next summer, as another striker. Because if we have him and Hojlund and Martial leaving, in my opinion, we then will have two reliable strikers to compete and even play together. But that's future talk. But I kind of believe that it's going to be a tough game. It will be. We will be challenged, and we will have to be composed and dominant on the ball. And because we are playing at home, we have to assert ourselves. We have to ensure that we go at Brighton. We are on the front foot. And Amrabat will allow us to do that, because he will help with Casemiro, screen the back four, get onto those loose balls. When we are being counted, he will be there, in a smart positional sense, in order to close a gap, stop a counter, cover for someone who has, like Atelo, who will find himself going forward. Wan-Bissaka at times maybe going forward as well. He will do his defensive work excellently well, because that is second nature to him. Likewise Casemiro. And because he does that as well, Casemiro will have much more time and space to, one, play the ball, but two, do more of his defensive work that we know he can do. Winning the ball, intercepting, etc. He will be able to do that more. If not man mark Evan Ferguson or Danny Welbeck, if he wants to. So we do have a team good enough to beat Brighton, but it will come down to the mentality. How we find ourselves in this game. Are we able to be on the front foot, fight forward, and also ensure that we can be dominant? Ten Hag wants that as an overall style. He wants to be total football mindset with the players, allowing us to have a 360 type of play and us to be dominant on the ball, but also off the ball. So I'm excited for the game. I really am, and excited to see Hojlund and Amrabat make their Old Trafford debuts and exactly see how they will elevate our team and our style of play to a level that Ten Hag wants to reach and more. So thank you for joining me in today's preview. As I said earlier in the video, Sancho is training on his own and will have to apologize before he has access to the first team and actually trains with the first team. And as I said, we're playing Brighton tomorrow, a huge game. We'll talk about Bayern Munich when we get there. That's going to be an insane game. But thank you guys for joining me. Enjoy the game. Enjoy the weekend. Till we see each other again soon. Bye-bye, Red Devils. Thanks for watching. If you want more content on Manchester United, like, share and subscribe.